What's going on, everybody? Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Thank you for coming in this evening. Thank you for coming in this evening. This is a late show for me. I had to be out of town. I'm heading to Chicago to cover yet another trial. And this is a trial that obviously requires covering. And it requires covering with very little subjectivity to it. So, guys, I was dealing with some insurance issues. I had this car accident that I had to get deal with. No fault of mine, of course. But in while I was dealing with that, I was getting these calls, and I had to actually vet the story. Uh, I would just say that the scamming has begun again. It has begun again. I seen it before the trial in New York for R. Kelly, and I see it happening again. And those who are watching now know that there's been reports that uh, Joycelyn Savage was about to put a book out, 11-page, 24-page, and she was pregnant. And these big blog sites ran with the story. And I'm saying to myself, is it, are you guys really that thirsty for a story? That's not everybody, but when this when I saw the story, the first thing that came to mind is, why would Joycelyn be putting out anything on the heels of a trial involving her fiance? Why put out any type of story that would have an impact on the jury selection process? So someone's working overtime to potentially sabotage the trial, and that's what I'm looking at. Um, First and foremost, there's no conjugal visits. R. Kelly had no access to Joycelyn, physical access to her. So the common sense question someone should ask is she's pregnant, who's she pregnant by? If she has a fiance that she has already admitted to in the court filing. And just so people know, those who know that her revealing that she was engaged to R. Kelly wasn't the first time you guys heard the story. Those who follow my reporting know that I reported it when I was in New York covering the EDNY trial. So she just confirmed it, but I already broke it the day of his sentencing, because that's when I found out the day of his sentencing that the two were engaged. Now, people ran with the Joycelyn Savage is pregnant. They ran with that story. And then she's writing a 24, first it was 24, now it's 19. They ran with that story. So let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you what happened. Someone sent a email to a New York paper, an email purporting to be Joycelyn Savage, purporting to be the person behind this supposed book. They never talked to her. They never communicated with her. And people literally ran with the story. So you know there's going to be a shit show come next week with all the fake reporting. It's going to be a shit show. There are going to be reporters in the courtroom, and there are going to be reporters that are going to bring you play by play of the trial. So Monday is jury selection. Voir dire questioning. Now, the jury might not be seated for the whole week. It may take a week just to seat the jury, but people are going to want to kind of gauge what type of jurors they're going to be seated. And I get that. But remember, don't listen to the noise coming outside the courtroom. Just listen to the people who are actually inside reporting. And, it's just crazy. It's like people don't want to do the real work anymore. It's just like, 2 and 2 is 4. That the story didn't even make any sense. It didn't make any sense. And I'm going to tell you what happened. They heard that the New York Post was about to run a piece. And they said, it must be the New York Post vet stories. But you can't go by just an email. You got to talk on this is how you vet. Let me just give you some free game. If you want to vet a story that's going to be national, you get the person on the phone, you get them on a video. We have the access of Zoom and all these other video recording apps to verify you're talking to who you're supposed to talk to. And if you're not doing that, what I said before, if you're 99% sure about the story, you can't do it because you're not 100% sure about it. You make a reporting like that, guess what? Guess what? Those who reported the story may have opened themselves up to a lawsuit. They might have opened themselves up to a lawsuit because now the woman's name has been defamed. Her name has been defamed because people ran with the story. They defamed the young lady's name. They put a story out there that wasn't even properly vetted. So now you got people running around saying that this young lady is pregnant by R. Kelly when R. Kelly had no access to this woman. That should have been a red flag right there. But people were so quick to run with the story and not really follow the story and understand that this woman had no access to him to be able to even make that happen. So guess what? Watch what's happening. Just watch the things that are happening surrounding this trial. And just watch how people will come out the woodwork and fabricate things. This is the only trial that I've covered that I saw so many people taking advantage of this situation. I mean, allow the man to have a fair trial in the courtroom. Give the man the opportunity to have a fair trial. Some of you are doing too much. And most of you don't even know the man. But you're doing too much right now. And whoever the scammer is that wanted to put the story out about she's pregnant and everything, I mean, you might be someone that's just trying to create a distraction. But at the end of the day, the bloggers and the people reporting the story, do your damn homework and stop making excuses. Just stop making excuses. It's just crazy. All those people that have been doing the reporting on the story from the sidelines, bring your behind to Chicago and sit in the courtroom. Sit in the courtroom. Get on the line because there's going to be a line for you to get in the courtroom if you're that interested in the story. If you're just out there just trying to put stuff out there just for the purpose of clicks and views, then go ahead. But then the people who know that it's BS, they're going to call you out. They're going to call you out and they're going to say, why haven't you guys did your homework? Just ridiculous. A freaking book. You think Joycelyn Savage would write a book when she didn't even show up at the trial in New York, but she's going to write a book? Make it make sense. She didn't even show up at the trial in New York. She's going to write a book. Like, come on now. Come on. You got to use common sense here. If you seriously follow the trial. And let me just say this for the record. I spoke to my source, several of them. And they're not going to even support no nonsense like that. They already told me it's not true. And then R. Kelly's attorney today said it wasn't true. And she has direct access to him. She has direct access to Joycelyn Savage. So at least reach out to the attorneys. I've talked to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attorneys that represent R. Kelly directly. Communicate with them over the course of the trial. And I've also talked to attorneys that are representing some of the victims. But you have to do your homework. Just have to do your homework. That's all. It's bad enough as a member of the press how I had a somewhat difficult time getting access to some of the information from the last trial. I don't know if people remember that, but they fixed it. Maybe it was an oversight. Maybe it was an oversight, but they've since fixed it. I'm now on distribution list for everything. I think that I saw a tweet by attorney Bonjean where she basically said that there's a media war at play right now. She said it. There's a media war at play right now. So how do you? And my job is not to do crisis management for anybody, for the government or for R. Kelly or his team. But like anything, you have to get in front of the war. You have to take a tactical approach to dealing with this. So she took the first step. She took the first step because one thing for certain, two things for sure. The Department of Justice media machine is strong. It's strong. And I can tell you now, if I suspect things will go similar in way of distributing information to the press type, from the prosecutor. They're going to send stuff out to the media. They're going to send stuff out to the media as like maybe prosecution's statements from the trial. But the defense also has to be able to have a media machine that helps them as well control the narrative. That should be the goal at the end of the day from either side. Control the narrative. Because at the end of the day, the people that will be picked from this jury pool are probably already may have some knowledge of this case already. And now all that stuff's going to come down. It's going to come out during voir dire. Some people are going to lie to get on the jury because they want to be a part of this jury, because there are opportunities that may arise after they finish being a juror on this case. Most jurors don't write books, but there have been some that have in the past. We already have a reporter that has already written a book and gave an advance copy to the government. Where did they do that at? You write a book and you send an advance copy to the government. Or was it a copy for someone to do copy editing? I don't know. I just think that the stakes are higher in the Chicago case because of the charges. These are real serious charges. Serious charges. And the government is very hypersensitive to any perceived threats coming to their Department of Justice, a way of they're watching social media, they're watching, people doing things that um could perceive as, like interfering with the case and so forth. And there are YouTubers out there right now. They are literally out there right now doing more damage for R. Kelly than more help. There are YouTubers are literally out there and doing the most. And I ain't gonna call anyone out, but you guys see it. Yeah, you'll see it. There's some people that are genuinely trying to see a fair trial, and then others are just clout chasing. Just clout chasing. They had no contact with this man before this even happened, but they're doing the most, and it's just unfortunate. And I'm very cautious. I'm not, again. While people want me to take a side, I just can't. I have to report it as I see it. And this latest story is just like, it seems like people don't want that man to have a fair trial. They don't want the man to have a fair trial. They don't want this man to have a fair trial for whatever reason. For whatever reason. And I don't care if you're an attorney, you're a family member, or you're the prosecution. At the end of the day, give the man a fair trial. Let the real evidence come out, and make sure it's not tainted. That's all. Just make sure it's not tainted. Because there have been some very big issues raised, and people are looking at it. And some people just don't want. They want to just ignore the motions, but there's some very valid questions that have been asked, and some of the things just don't make sense. You can't just cherry pick what you want to release, or you want things under seal. But you want things under seal, but you're still disseminating information under the. I gotta be careful here. I don't want to be banned from the court. But you have to play fair. You have to play fair. You have to play fair. Because what I saw this week, with the execution of that search warrant on the former president, is that And think about this. Well, the man died, but think about this. The person that died was a Trump supporter, a very a staunch Trump supporter. It took a someone that was on a suicide mission to go to the Cincinnati FBI building to do the most foolish thing. So just think about that for a second. This guy didn't know, probably didn't know Trump at all, but because he followed him and supported him, he felt he was doing some duty to for Trump. And just think about that. Now we look at Dubosky and his situation. So that you think about that. Just think about this guy, a follower of Trump, former President Trump, did the most ridiculous, foolish, suicidal thing because he felt the government wasn't playing fair. And this is why the U.S. Attorney uh, Merrick Garland requested the court to unseal the warrant today, and the judge obliged. Now they're trying to allegedly uh, harass the judge in this, the magistrate judge, the federal magistrate judge. So I just say people just fall back and let the people do their job, and if it's not if you're not actually part of the solution, you're part of the problem. If you're not a part of the solution, you're part of the problem. And that's just what it is. So I want you guys to be laser focused on all the people that are talking about the trial and who's going to actually show up and who's going to actually report, who's going to actually give you uh, blow by blow of what's actually occurring. Just follow along. There's not going to be any recording allowed in the courtroom. So this is going to be old school note taking. I love taking notes. I'm old school anyway. So no cameras in the courtroom. No, you're not going to get any. The only thing you have access to is transcripts afterwards. But what you want to rely on is the reporting, and then also watch the way people are reporting the story. Um, you'll tell pretty much from the first day what side people have taken on doing the reporting on the story. You'll tell first day. Vardare, most people don't really care about the process of selecting jurors, but in this case, you want to. You want to know um, what people's backgrounds are. But this is going to be a confidential jury. It's not going to be a anonymous jury. So that judge had ruled on that. So it's going to be a confidential jury. But you want to get the. I don't know how they're going to do that, and are they going to have media that are going to be able to even listen to that part? I don't think it's going to be. Are they going to probably confidential jury? They're probably just going to give them numbers. Just watch the people who just want to be seen. But yeah, so the process is going to be, it's probably going to take about a week just to sit a jury. It's not going to be right away. It's going to take a week. If not, yeah, probably a week because they have strikes. They have they're going to, I mean, you got one, two, three, four attorneys on this case, maybe even more. You got three defendants. You're going to have three different defendant tables. So this is going to be, there's going to be an overflow room, so we will have an opportunity to see um, the defense table, the prosecution table. Won't see the jury, and see the judge. So we'll see. Let me with a show of one or two. How many of you think that this trial is more important than the first trial? With the one, this trial is more important than the first one, or two, the other trial in New York is more important. Yeah, and I want to comment. I saw the video. I saw the video. It was too much being done in that video. I mean, it was the visuals. I don't know. All right, Leslie. I see the one. Leslie believes this trial is more important than the New York trial because the New York trial is under appeal right now. Um, but not saying the I'm not saying the government arrested Dubosky ahead of this trial. I mean, because it happened in the New York, New York district. But the judge in this Chicago trial did reference in that phone call that there are people that might be intimidated in this trial, and the Bolsa case might get dropped because one of the things about these charges, did he have the ability to do this? I never thought that this guy was a threat at all. I mean, never thought it was a threat at all, but it's how those people felt. Did they feel that he was threatening? Because those that saw the trial in New York, you saw how I recorded the prosecution and defense into the courtroom, come walk up to the court and so forth. Not the courtroom, but to the building. They were they had security. They had their detail. You know, as they should. You got people that would do weird stuff, so they did have the right to do that. So now you know they were able to get a judge in the Boski situation. They were able to get a judge to uh, sign off on the arrest. They arrested the guy. They indicted him. So, but an indictment's not it's not. He's presumed innocent. He's presumed innocent, and they got to prove the case or drop the case. I mean, him pleading out to anything would make no sense if he didn't do it. It would make no sense. You know, arrest warrant, right? They got a arrest warrant. Yep. But him pleading out to anything would make no sense at this point because him pleading out to it means they were only like what, two charges or just one charge. Hey, show enough. You want to get blocked? You want to get blocked? I'm not with the shits. Don't want getting subpoenaed. Now run and tell that. As I said, there people will come in and just want to be seen. Detractors and so forth. I don't know. Sure enough is I'm gonna probably take him out of here or her out of here. I don't know. But anyway, guys, just watch the reporting coming out next week. It's going to be little little different than the last one in that, first of all, it's in Chicago. Um, it's in Chicago. I don't know how strong these prosecutors are, but it's in Chicago. But he's going in with he's is an uphill battle for him. He's gotten all this negative media. He's going in with a conviction already, and the jury's going to know that. The jury's going to know that. Yeah, I wouldn't. Like an innocent person doesn't take plea deals. Innocent people don't take plea deals. I know, sometimes innocent people do take plea deals. It's because it's a convenience. You know, Unfortunately, um, he's not in jail. He's not in jail. I'm sorry, guys. That should have came in, but I'm getting that call. Hold on. I don't know if you can see that. Um, hold on. If I would have answered that call, you would have heard the call. We're not going to answer that right now. But anyway, guys, I guess the next time we're reporting will be from Chicago. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you tune in. Actually, I got to go pick up some stuff tonight. So, oh, he's going to subpoena me. Really? He's going to subpoena me. It's on the internet. The video's on the internet. How else would anyone get it? It was on the internet. It was on his channel. Come on, guys, come on. He's going to subpoena you. I got one subpoena. True story. I got one subpoena um, while I was in the courtroom. This is funny. I was covering a high profile trial, and I got a subpoena as a reporter. Of course, my attorney had to come in and squash the subpoena. Didn't happen. They couldn't use me. I was reporting on the story. Couldn't couldn't use me. I'm not writing any books. I'm not doing any documentaries on about Mr. Kelly. I'm just reporting the story. Which it needs to do is subpoena those who writing books who's actually benefiting from this story greatly. Greatly. But anyway, guys, anyone who want to come on right now, raise your hand. No, you can't raise your hand. I'm gonna put a link there. Let's see if you I'm gonna bring you on for I'm gonna drop this link real quick here. I'm gonna drop this link. Let's see. Let's see about that life. I dropped the link here. Who's about that life? Come on up. I dropped the link. Who wants to add to this conversation? I dropped that link. Come on up now. Don't do all that in the bush on that bush uh, talking trash. Come on up. Come up in the front. Now, that video was on YouTube. So if he took it down, they're gonna have to subpoena his Instagram account. Come on now. The video's right there on YouTube. He had it on his channel. Did he remove it? Because they did say he removed it. Don't play those games. Come on now. Now you know I keep my receipts. Do you keep yours? All right. Well, I dropped the link. You want to come up, or you just want to just be in the bushes talking mess? All right. Anyway, guys, um, I gotta go to lunch. Late lunch. Oh, dinner now. Oh my goodness. I gotta go. Until next time, we're gonna take it out. Thank you, Leslie. Let me give you an address where you can send a subpoena to. Write it down. I'm gonna give you the address where you can send it, have them send a subpoena to. 1313 Mockingbird Lane. 1313 Mockingbird Lane, Transylvania, PA. Just Google that address, 1313 Mockingbird Lane. 1313 Mockingbird Lane. Send a subpoena there. Oh, I'll be in Chicago. Just give it to me. Leslie, Leslie, you told your age. I knew you told your age, Leslie. 1313 Mockingbird Lane. Oh my God. See, you young folks don't know about that address, but that's my mailing address. If I'm not there, ask to speak to Eddie. You watch the reruns. I watched the original one. Ooh, you should see my piano in front. You should look at my piano. Who saw me playing the piano? How many you saw me playing the piano? Oh, okay. Hold on a second. I got somebody want to come up. Ladies and gentlemen, T Baby. What's the T, baby?
Hey y'all, hi.
Hey,
Thank you for letting me up here.
absolutely. Where your camera at? Show your
I
camera.
just wanted to comment real quick
Oh,
because a lot of people have things misunderstood. Uh,
go ahead, T Baby.
from the time being where Debosky does not have internet access, I
Well,
am
first and
running the
foremost,
channel
you a
for now,
spokesman? Are you a spokesman?
and a lot of people have gotten things confused. So I just came here to clear things up. Is that all right?
Well, let me ask you a question first. Are you his spokesperson?
Jim?
Hello.
For now, yes, I will be the spokesman.
No, are you, no, no. You can't. Are you on record as a spokesperson? I asked you that for a reason.
You're breaking up. What?
I'm breaking up. Can y'all hear me out there? Can you give me a one if you can hear me? She sound breaking up. Oh, okay, T baby. So you okay? So are you his
What is
woman?
that thing messing up?
T baby. Okay, T baby. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I know what it is. Hold on. T baby, can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello, hello.
Oh, yeah, it's better now. Yeah.
Okay. So so you acting as a spokesperson right now, correct? Now, T baby, I know you can hear me.
You said, I'm sorry, it's still breaking up. What?
I'm breaking up. Everyone can hear me. It's you. You on that
Hello?
struggle screen. Come on now, T baby. You
Oh,
gotta do
okay.
better than that now. Come
Yeah,
on.
my. Yeah, this Wi-Fi must be messing up.
Okay, so fix your Wi-Fi. So guys, right behind me is one of the. You see those legs in there? I shot the photo behind me, so I'm putting, I'm kind of putting some of my work on display. So that's one of my shots behind me. It's a car shot of a model that I shot a couple of years ago. Uh, you say, Barry has he has. It's some of my work in the background. Okay, T baby, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so what are we talking about now? Talk to me.
I just wanted to chime in on the Dubowski factor and the whole thing that's going on with everything, you know.
Okay, I'm listening.
And what I'm saying is, I'm running the channel right now, and really, I'm just basically putting what I think would be. My God.
Uh, T baby. Okay, T baby, you gotta get your equipment right. Uh, Let me know when you get your situation right. I'm gonna bring you down. Let me know when you're ready. You gotta get on video. So if you want to come up here, you got to make sure your system is right. You got to make sure it's right because we got people waiting. Um, I would just say that I asked her was she his spokesperson for a reason, uh, and she said sort of. So I got to be careful. She has to be careful there because if hold on, all right. See, I'm gonna help out here. Hold on. Can you hear me?
All right, It's better now. My bad. Something was going on. Somebody was calling me at the same time. It was a whole lot
I'm gonna do something because I don't want no one think what I don't want no one to say that I'm putting you out there. Now, if you're gonna talk about the situation, I don't want you to say anything that can jeopardize his situation. Because if he's told not to have direct or indirect communication with any of the victims, I don't want you to say anything that can be perceived as indirect communications towards the alleged victims. And I'll just say that so everyone heard me tell you this. So what you say should be um, from your opinion and not him. Speak from your perspective. If
Yeah,
you
I just
follow me.
want. Yeah, it was my perspective. It was just clearing up something that I have total control over, and I see the shit all the time. The video in question was taken down immediately, and it was never even allowed up long enough. Longer than the live.
Well,
So
I saw the video from his channel. That's where I got it from. I can tell you, that's why I saw the video on his channel.
you saw it on that channel.
On his channel. Yes.
Were you watching live?
No, it was uploaded later on. I wasn't watching it live. No, I wasn't following the man. So
So
I saw it
I
after the
don't think
fact.
you couldn't have, because I know when the video got taken down for the music that was involved.
So you're telling me you're calling me a liar?
No, I'm saying that you might have seen it uploaded somewhere else, and that's
No,
probably who
I
sent
saw
it
it.
in.
I saw it
But
on his channel. That's where I got it from. He might have forgot he put it back uploaded, but I got it from his channel. No one sent it to me. It was on his channel. But the good thing about digital fingerprints, there will if they would you can subpoena and they're probably gonna I'm not gonna tell them I do their job. Let's just say it was there. Maybe he forgot he had it uploaded. Um, but that's where I seen it at.
well, I'm aware, but as far as I know, when
Well,
that video was
I don't know if it's
uploaded,
reproducing. I just saw a video. I don't know if it's original. I don't know if it's reproduced.
I
I just
don't.
know it was there.
It's probably not an original, because when you did the live, it was taken down immediately, and I had to go in and tell YouTube to take it, to pretty much give me it back, because it was a misunderstanding. But besides that, I don't know what else to explain to anybody else. Other than that, I'm running the channel now, and it's all gonna be solved real soon.
So how's he doing? Is he okay?
Hello?
I said, how is he doing? Is he okay?
Oh yeah, he's fine.
All
He's
right, that looks
really
good.
getting spiritual and he's getting his life together, his mind together, and he don't even think about this YouTube stuff anymore. To be honest,
That's good. It's a blessing and a curse, you know.
I know, yeah, but that video was taken down. Like originally, I did see it taken down, so I don't understand what other than where the video came from. I don't know what's going on with it, and I'm not gonna discuss too much more. I just wanted to come on and say that. But thank you
Okay.
for your time.
Uh, Let me ask you this: how do you feel? You can you. This is your opinion. How do you feel about how this thing has gotten misunderstood?
Because the video was 2 hours at least. He doesn't go long. He doesn't go shorter than 30 minutes or nothing like that. But it was at least, if this was the topic, it was at least that.
So let me ask you a question. Like he's done multiple videos in the past. Uh, does he typically when he does these videos? Does he typically use clips just to tell a story? Like for example, in that clip, it was like a scene from Boys in the Hood. Does he do stuff where he's telling the story, but he's inserting clips in there just to kind of illustrate the story better? Is it like more theatrical? Is that the way he does his videos?
I couldn't really tell you his mindset on it because I don't initially know. I just know I work the background.
Wait, well, hold on now. I'm not gonna let you skate on it. You up here? See, see. Oh, we about to go in because you just wait a minute. She just jumped off. What did she? What? Wait a minute. Did she just run off on me? Did she just run off on me? See, that's not good. You know, like what are we doing here? Okay. Sometimes it gets hot in the kitchen, you know. Sometimes it gets hot in the kitchen. Because I just asked a question. I just wanted to know is because I don't watch his channel. Is that typically how he does his videos when he produces content? Does he insert clips to illustrate his story from other scenes, like movie scenes and everything? I mean, you can't say you do the back end. What it is considered the back end versus the front end. She was mid sentence, or she hit that button. Which one? Well, I'll give her a few minutes to come. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. She can come back on. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. I don't want to ever be accused of not giving a person an opportunity to speak his or her piece. Okay, who we got here? Okay, all right. Who do we have here?
Mine. I'm a student at Craig Mine. I'm a student at Northside. I'm a student at Hills. I'm a student at Clinic School. My phone number is 2722117, area code 901.
Man,
My
what are
name
you
is
talking
Alvin
about, man? What are you
Davis.
doing
I'm
over here,
an
man?
ice hockey player, and
What
I'm
the heck
a
going on over
student
here?
at
Okay, we
Southwestern.
getting you up out of here.
You're a soccer, an ice hockey player?
Okay, what the heck was that? What was that? Yeah, she probably lost connection, but she has the opportunity to get on. Maybe that's she sent that. I don't know who that person is. The link is right there. Hit the link. The link is right there. I'm gonna post it again. You say I don't. I can't find the link. I can't find the link. Link is right there. We're not even gonna comment on that last person. That's right, Nairi. Hit the link. All right. All right. I posted the link again. You got an opportunity. Click that link. Come on. Okay. I'll give you a minute. I'll give you a minute. Come on. Let's go. I don't want to talk that to the man. He's biased. I'm not biased. I'm asking real questions. Say you're scared to answer the questions. Don't say he's biased. That's what people say. He's biased. I don't want to talk to him. He's biased. He biased. What is bias? She won't grace me with. They won't grace me with their presence. You know what I say? You know what I say to that?
Okay.
Oh boy, just come on up. Just come on up. You got the courage to get in the comments. Just come up on the platform. Come on. I'll treat you nice. I promise. Come on up here. I won't. I'll be nice to you. Come on. Just come on up. You see, that's what they do. They get in there and they want to have Twitter fingers, but they don't want to come up on the platform. And let's have a good dialogue. Come on up. I'll tell you what. I'll do this for you. Now I'm not gonna kick rocks. I'm gonna kick you out of here. How about that? Now that's where the buys come in at. How about that? Now we putting you on a timeout. Now you're on the timeout. Okay, we're gonna bring someone else up here. Make sure turn your camera on. I'm not gonna play with you. Turn your camera on.
don't use the okay.
Oh, that's Leslie Jennings. What's up?
That's me. I never use the camera. I didn't even do my hair.
Why you here? It's 9 o'clock. Why your hair's not done? What's going on? It's
It's
nine
it's
o'clock,
it's Friday for me.
and that's why you're supposed to have your hair done because it's Friday. Just got paid. Mm-mm. Okay, what's up? What's going on, Leslie? What are we gonna talk about?
No, God, this is my Juma.
Talking to the mic.
I keep hearing echoes.
Uh, it's
Hold on. I
coming
keep
from your
hearing the
house.
echo. Why?
It's not bedtime. Well, it's Friday. Is it bedtime for you, Leslie? Leslie? Leslie.
Yes.
All right. Talking to the mic, Leslie.
I keep hearing it. You're repeating yourself. Yeah. I'm here. Do you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay.
You got more than one device open. It's coming from your end.
Let me see what I can do. I don't know what other device I have open. Is that better?
It sounds good. I hear you.
Okay, good. No, I just kept. How you doing, Dennis?
How
Mr.
you doing,
Dennis?
Leslie?
I'm okay. I just came on because um as a matter of fact I think I even got rid of the channel so I couldn't follow the I wanted to read what Miss Nairi said. Hold on. Let me just open it up. If I can get onto it. Okay, good. I wanted to see the chat. I remember the video that you're referring to. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, because I had to open up the YouTube because I was just on StreamYard. All right. And I remember attending that live, and I thanked Mr. Dubowski, if I remember correctly, because folks in New York were on lockdown. So what he was showing was the buildings where he was, and he was even pointing out where he was arrested, et cetera, et cetera. So he already told us he's not attending any more trials. So
Okay, so you just said it was on lockdown. Well,
for COVID, because
there was a trial, and I
that's
mean,
true.
it wasn't like I was in New York, so
Hmm.
I mean, they lifted the because people were eating in restaurants and everything, so they lifted the lockdown, so it wasn't really a lockdown.
Well, some folks didn't follow through, but certain folks who remember the monsters, they didn't go out. If you
Okay.
if you follow what I'm saying, but and even then, there were still some people who weren't going out. Putting that aside, my understanding from reading the comments is that a snippet of that live was presented to the government,
I mean,
and
it wasn't. It's no discovery, so we don't know what.
no, no, we're just talking. We're talking in
Right,
general,
right,
and
and we can't go by what
I don't
commenters say
represent
because
the channel.
commenters just go so.
I'm a viewer.
Right, right, right.
Okay.
So,
Mhm.
so what is your? Let me ask you a question. What is your thoughts about uh the his arrest, and how does that play into how others have acted or know released footage involving R. Kelly? And do you think that he was targeted, or do you feel that he did too much in that video? Since you were on the
Who you
live at the
speaking
time.
about, Mr. Dabowski?
Yes, that's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, but you mentioned R. Kelly
Well,
video.
Daboski, there is a nexus to his video to a certain degree because he was doing the video because he was talking about R. Kelly. So there's a nexus there.
He was speaking about R. Kelly, but at that time, if I remember correctly, that was just for the sentencing. Sentencing is not a trial.
Well, he
So
was sentencing. It doesn't really matter. He was
okay.
speaking about prosecutors and they are actively prosecuting R. Kelly.
Well, everybody hates the government. That's from what I learned on YouTube streets. The government is the enemy. But if you listen to Mr. Dabowski, he also said he also applauds the government. You got to take it. You got to take his personality. Mr. Dabowski is
I mean,
he's marched and he's advocated for Breonna Taylor. In that case, what did our Attorney General do just recently? 4 police officers were charged. Those 4 police officers were in connection with the Breonna Taylor case and her demise. Mr. Dabowski attends those rallies. He's also done the George Floyd rally. He's done Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, Trayvon Martin. When he opens his show, he acknowledges Trayvon Martin.
and I covered that trial in Sanford, Florida. I
There you
was
go.
at the trial.
Okay, so what I'm saying is you're dealing with somebody. If you remember the
He's
monsters,
you're saying he's an activist. He's an activist.
I
He's
was
an
very
activist and using his platform to get the message out on injustice. Can I safely
against
say that that's what he
injustice.
does? Because that's what I got from looking at a
That's
few of his videos. Can you
that's what
say
he
that
does.
he's an activist?
I'm from, and you and I are both from the era when we understand what an activist is about. So when
Well,
you
absolutely.
watch this,
But
when you
activism is boots on the ground.
there you go, and that
Right.
is Mr. Dabowski, and I was impressed that a man of his age, 39, he gets it. Our
Right.
black men are under attack. He
Right.
has children like I have children. I have sons, and I would like for the due process rights to be meted out evenly, fairly, correctly against any possible defendant. So isn't it funny? Isn't it ironic that here he is? He was detained. He was arrested in, I guess, in Illinois, outside of his house, and he did give props to the arresting officers, the agents who came around, and he said they were fair and they were doing their job. He never said anything bad again about them. But what the problem is, how could someone take a snippet of his content, present it to the government or present it to law enforcement, and make it seem as if it's a whole quote unquote terrorist attack? It's
I
impossible.
think I can say this. I think that they were. I think they were reaching in this situation. I think
Thank you for
that
saying that.
you have well you had
Well,
a YouTuber who literally was reading R. Kelly's personal mail online. That didn't get prosecuted.
I didn't see that. I
Well,
wasn't
I
on
think
YouTube when that
you've been following the case, that's something that happened.
yes.
Now, again, they have discretion on who they arrest, and just I don't think that this guy posed a real threat. But it's what that person felt, or in this case, those three prosecutors.
I
Um,
think that the three prosecutors have to lean on towards caution. They have to be careful. So I can kind of get that. But I will pose to you, as you mentioned earlier. You said there's FBI office in Ohio. Was a
right.
gentleman came at the FBI officers and shot at them with a staple gun. Right? Same person was there during the insurrection, January 6th last year. How did he slip? He was actively involved in taking over the Capitol. Yet and still, he's walking the streets. Nobody locked him up. Nobody.
Well, did they know who he was? That's the question. Did they
How are
know who
they
he
doing?
was?
He was on. He was online with whatever channels that they go to, and he's. People listen. They know who he is. They know what's going on. I would
Okay.
like to think that my law enforcement is doing that.
All right. Let me try something different. Stay right there.
I'm
Let's
here.
see something. Stay right there. Don't go nowhere. Uh, I see you mass hated. I don't know. You give me. I don't know if I'm getting good energy from that name. You might want to change that. I'm gonna bring you up anyway. Most most hated. Why you most hated?
Hello. So I just got on here real quick.
Hey, most hated. How are you tonight?
I'm good. I'm not changing my name, sir.
I
So
know.
you
Don't
can
change
you can
it. Don't
keep
worry
that
about
suggestion to yourself. However,
it. Okay. Hold
I know Leslie, and I and Leslie
Mhm.
were on Debosky Live when they 5 minute live. Debosky never does a 5 minute live. What happened was it was a 2 hour live with your friend Dennis Bozo, chopped and screwed down to 5 minutes
With my
and made
friend?
it, excuse me, and made it look
No,
like
no, hold on, hold
something.
on. I want to
Well,
follow you
whatever the
along.
case
With who
may be,
friend?
I didn't get on here to argue. I just got on
No,
here
I'm,
to
I'm
say
trying
what
to
I
get
gotta say
clarity.
and let
Who are you
me
talking
finish. Because
about?
when
That's
you
what.
talk, I'm gonna be.
Okay, so the question was, with whose friend? I'll just ask that question. What friend are you talking about?
So when you get two, you got he did a 2 hour video, which he Bozo Dana J chopped and screwed down to 5 minutes, and made it look like
I'm gonna make it very clear. Dana J is not my friend.
on the live when I watched it. I watched it live in the flesh, 2 hours when he played the boys in the hood, whatever. He was not talking about the federal prosecutors. When he said storm, he was not talking about us going and running into that federal building in New York. He has known to have 12 successful protests with police escorts, sir. When he said storm, and you're African American, you know when we say storm, that's a lingo for marching with marching peacefully with bullhorns in front of the federal courthouse. That is exactly what Debosky mean, and I can vouch for that because I know the man, and I was actually watching the live when he did a 2 hour live. Which Dana, oh, you're gonna mute me?
I'm listening to
Oh,
you.
which by
I
the
hear you.
way, Dana chopped and screwed down again to 5 minutes. He held if it was so true and he was going to do this and it was such a threat. Ask Dana why he held on to that video. Why did he, for one, take a 2 hour video to 5 minutes? Held on to it for 8 or 9 months before turning it into Agent Ryan. Which
Oh,
you
wait a
guys
minute.
hate.
Wait a minute. So Dana chopped and screwed this video? That's what
Yes,
you're telling me?
that's what I'm telling you. It was a
I
2 hour live. He had it for 8 or 9 months chopped and screwed it, edited down to the part that he turned in that you're talking about, Mr. Dennis, to make it into a 5 minute live. Dubowski done had
So
so many.
so you're
Let me tell
so
you, he
that
done
this
had
is this
so
is
many.
breaking news here. Hold on.
That's why I
So
told
you're
you you're
telling
biased
me
and you need
that
to get
well,
both
hold on. You're
sides
telling me
before
that
you.
Dana J, and this is all
Correct.
alleged.
Ain't
You
no
saying Dana
alleged.
J
I ain't
actually
no alleged. This is
screen
fact.
grab. Well, hold on. I got listen.
Well,
Hold on,
you
For
can
hold
say
legal reasons, I
alleged.
have to
I'm
say that.
saying fact.
For
I
for
will get on the
legal reasons,
stand.
I have to say that. So
I know.
he chopped and screwed a video and presented it to the government.
Correct.
Oh my goodness.
So
on. Wow.
that's why I called you biased because I felt like you were. You know why I said that? And let me explain. Because you took a piece of the story and you ran with it. You took the media word and you ran with it. What I was telling you to
No,
do,
I have to go.
no,
I'm
you
going
can't
by
go
the
with the
arrest
nothing. You
warrant.
should get it from the horse's mouth. A real journalist to me is they're going to go to the source of both individuals and let the people decide who to believe and who not
Most
to
hated,
believe.
Can
most
I can
hated.
I
Uh,
interject just for a minute?
yes,
Okay,
but I would just say
okay,
most
just
hated. I am a real journalist.
I
okay.
can't tell.
Well,
Wait.
okay.
Hold on.
Well,
Can I
so
just interject?
hold that thought for a second. I'm gonna bring you
Breathe.
down for a second.
Can we breathe?
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm
The
listening.
only thing I want to say, just breathe, because Nairi on the channel has passion. Please don't take her tone for not, for being disrespectful or anything. She's straightforward, and
Well,
she
that's
really
what I
is.
got.
And
Because
I'm
I want to
just,
say this. I want
I'm,
to say this. The word storm, even as an African, storm. When I hear the word storm, it has nothing to do with my race. The word storm means to charge into something. So
no.
I, to storm something means to in that tense means an aggressive approach to a physical place.
Okay, so I will pose this also to you.
Let me
Now,
bring it back up. She calm
you know,
down. Hold
for
on. I'll
federal
bring it back up.
buildings,
Hold on.
and okay,
Okay.
for federal buildings, that in order to get into a federal building, you have to go through security, right?
Hmm.
Absolutely.
So if you go through security, where are you storming? Why would I go?
Right.
I never go into you. I mean, I'm a woman. I'm not storming. I know, you know what I'm saying? So it's
When I go in a building, I
It
walk in a
is
building. I
no,
don't
Dennis.
storm in a
Dennis.
building.
It
I
has
walk
nothing to
into a
do with
building.
race. It has not racial. I'm not saying it's racial. You are African American. You know
cultural.
you know the slang that we use. And it might sound racist. White people, when they say storm, black people say storm. It does not have the same meaning. Just like when a black person call you a nigga, we don't take it as an insult. But if a white person call us nigga, it's an insult. I have went to several of Dubowski's protests peacefully. First of all, why would
And
a man?
I would
Excuse me,
say
Dennis. Why
that
would a man? Why would a man have 12 peaceful protests every time with police escort to make sure man and woman is okay? And then all of a sudden,
I would say
after
that
40
all that
years,
is
he gonna
important.
tell.
Move.
First of all, do you know how
Listen.
many people?
All
Do
that.
you know how old we are? Do
Well,
you know how
All
old we
that's
are? Do you think
important.
we really finna storm a building with him? Come on now.
Okay, hold
Hold,
on.
hold on. All that's important, especially when his case moves forward, because it shows a pattern of how he does his protests. So you making an argument, you making a valid argument to a point where now the storm word, when he says storm, eh,
He
No,
said
this
they stormed
storm.
the
thing,
Capitol.
it's
Listen,
just
No, he
listen.
didn't say
And no,
storm
no,
the
no.
no.
Capitol.
Listen to me. You gotta listen to me because I listen to you.
President.
They stormed the Capitol.
That was an insurrection, which is
No, but hold on. But there was
insane.
also they stormed. That's storming the Capitol, climbing through windows, going through doors. That was storming a building, and they recklessly people got injured. They got hurt. That's storming.
Wait, wait.
What he may have meant was to show up and protest. But the tone, though, if you read the if you read the words from his arrest warrant.
It was taken out of context.
Well, it probably it could have been, but how do they know? They should have did the research.
Right,
The Homeland Security should have did research.
right.
No different than when when the late Khalid Muhammad protested in New York. He had very fiery
You're not going to
protests
twist
in New
this
York.
around. You can mute me
No,
all
no,
you
no,
want.
no. He's just so. Now, there's another thing that I
You're
want to
not
make
muted.
clear
What are you talking about?
I
to
well,
Mr.
I was muted
No,
Okay,
no.
and I
so
unmuted myself. But
Can I
anyway, Leslie
well,
was
hold
on
on.
that
She's making a
live
point.
at the
Hold on.
time, that two
Okay.
hour.
can I say something
No, you
also?
could say something.
Also, the question of 30 rounds. Okay, the term use of 30
You
rounds.
keep muting.
I was on Mr. Dubowski's channel,
Right.
and I first started watching that channel, and I asked him, "What does 30 rounds mean?" I
Well,
said,
what
I
did he
said,
say?
I said, "Which round are we on?" We're only on round two.
Can someone explain what does this 30 round mean? Explain that
Stamina,
that
integrity, and
Integrity
truth.
and truth.
what does 30 rounds mean? Explain it
Stamina,
to me.
Integrity
integrity,
and
and
truth
truth. He done said it more than that one
for
video
the
that
duration.
that Dana chopped and
So
screwed.
Right,
okay, so
for
let me ask you. So
duration.
round is it like round one, round
That
two,
means you
round
got to
three?
have stamina for this fight, for the injustice, for Robert Sylvester Kelly due process, and every man's due process rights, including yours, Dennis, if you ever get in trouble.
No, I'm asking a question now.
I just answered it.
Yeah,
Uh,
go ahead.
because
Wait,
you were talking while I was talking.
I don't care. I know what you was gonna ask.
I didn't hear it. I didn't hear
Idiot.
it. You gotta love her. You gotta love her.
She just
But
called me an idiot. So now she gets a timeout. She just
no,
called me an idiot. I'm
no, no,
trying to ask her a question. She's fighting with me. I'm just asking the question so I can get understanding.
go ahead.
You know, that's all.
What did you
She wants to
ask?
call people idiots, and I'm trying to get an understanding because when the person calls the other person, I invite you on the platform, then you call me an idiot. It kind of make you look like an idiot. To be honest, I'm just being honest. Can I get
Okay,
a one in the chat if you agree with me? Anybody agree with me in my logic? Just put a one in the chat. It's okay.
I didn't hear the question though.
No, I said that when someone calls someone
No,
else
the
an idiot, when they're trying to give them an opportunity to explain themselves, and they call me the host an idiot, then they kind of make themselves look kind of.
as I said, she's passionate about the circumstances, and I understand it because I realized that the enterprise did a lot of work. They attended a lot of rallies,
The
and
enterprise.
well, that's the name. That's the
That enterprise. There was
channel.
discussion of the enterprise in the R. Kelly's case in New York. Why
And
are they using words that are actually associated with a criminal prosecution? Why are you even using those type? I don't
I
know. It
think
just makes no sense. The
no.
logic behind that makes no sense.
I
Why
will
call
explain.
yourself an enterprise and the government is saying that there's an enterprise and they
Wait a minute.
arrested someone that's a part of an enterprise?
Hold on a
So
second.
which one is it? Is he part of the enterprise or is this another enterprise?
Take a breath. Mr. Dabowski actually
Just asking the
incorporated
question.
the channel. You're doing what Miss Nyrie's doing, or the most hated had just done.
No, no,
You
just
you won't
listen. Just
breathe,
I'm a little
okay?
animated. That's
But
all.
the thing of it is that I did when I saw this young man have the passion as an activist, as an advocate, fighting against injustice. It's not about R. Kelly. It's about mostly black men. Then it became black about people who are fighting against injustice. He uses the term enterprise because he wants to show one man ain't no enterprises. If you look at the chat, you look at the things that we write, that is some of the things that he says. That he's arguing. Wait a minute. How could R. Kelly be an enterprise? He's only one person. Who else is in it? Where's the enterprise? He shouldn't be.
Okay, so I think
That's
I
his
get where you're
position.
going with this.
So
So
you
you're
have
trying to say that the real enterprise is more than one person, and you guys are using the word enterprise to show the government that no one man is an enterprise, but this is the enterprise. That this is an enterprise, a collective of people to who are sharing a common goal to fight injustice.
from what I understand from the channel, yes, and there are certain, and too bad T Baby couldn't explain. She's the vice president of that channel. She would have been able to explain to you what terms have been incorporated by Mr. Dabowski. Okay,
Right.
Okay, he did take legal action to do that to make everything legitimate. From my understanding, every rally that he's attended, there have been police escorts. There's been permission. There's been, whether people agree or disagree, everyone is focused on the same purpose, fighting against injustice. Now, what I was trying to say to you is, here I was, I happened to click on the link in one of his channels. What are you talking about? 30 rounds. People need to ask questions before they decide to participate in a channel. 30 rounds means stamina, integrity, truth. But he
Is there a
keeps
mission? Let me ask you this question. Is there a written mission statement that explains that was out there before he got arrested? Is there something in writing that would
in his music. Yes, he has lyrics in his
okay.
music. If you look at his theme before any of his video show start, he uses old videos that he was, about life,
Well,
about
I'm
things.
asking this is an important question because that is a defense for him. Like if he's used the term 30 rounds in music or in other recordings and other
He
different
does.
situations, that plays a very important part in his defense because this 30 rounds is not what it really sounds like.
Right. And 30 rounds or even just fight. You know, boxing. I mean, how do we get
No,
rounds of drinks?
it's not 30 rounds in boxing. I was
Rounds
in
of
martial arts and
I
it's
was
never
too.
30
I,
rounds.
don't you ain't say nothing. Japanese style. But go ahead.
Oh, Shotokan,
Oh,
Japanese.
yeah, I used to compete against them.
Okay, all right.
But
So
mhm,
so so 30 rounds, I get it now. But as
do
long
you
as he has that, he
that
should be good.
no,
If he has that, that shows that he used the term 30 rounds in other recordings and music and they really didn't mean that. I
right?
mean
And
that's
I asked him on his live, what round are we in? That's when I first joined. I haven't been with this group for 3 years. I don't know how anyone could have been with the R. Kelly sector for 3 years because this last week, oh my goodness, my head is going to explode, with all the nonsense. But what I'm saying is 30 rounds. I said, well, which round are we up to? I understand boxing. I'm from.
Mhm.
So we're up to round two. And he laughed. He said, we're only up to round two. So how was it misconstrued to mean something else? Mr.
Well,
Tuski, as a matter of fact, never even collected
but
his
you got to understand this.
yeah,
You understand it. The enterprise understands it, but
actually
how
Kelsey.
the enterprise understands it. You're part of the enterprise. You understand it, but what about someone outside looking in? How can they understand it?
Okay, that's a good question because anyone that on the outside looking in, a reasonable person should ask a question. Well, what does that mean? If it's confusing to them, but if there was a warrant, that means there was someone who gave a suggestion, gave a description, or gave laid the groundwork for that unjustly.
Mhm.
It was mean spirited, in my opinion. In
Well,
my
what was being spirited? The video or the reaction to the video?
anyone that led the government to think, I say government, but I actually mean the law enforcement or the prosecutors to think
Still
that
part of the government. Go ahead.
yes, and in a different branch, but yes, anyone who would have led them to think that Mr. Dubosky had nefarious intentions towards them, one person.
Well, you know something. She said something very important, which I didn't know, and I don't. I don't know, and so no one has told me,
Sure.
uh, provided me proof that uh, that individual um, screen recorded and presented it to someone in the government. No, I mean, how did anyone know that? How would someone know that he did that? Because there
Because
is no discovery yet. So in
Mhm.
discovery, that would come out that
Right, but
someone.
no discovery has been presented to Mr. Dubosky yet. It's been
No,
several.
well, it's not at the phase yet, and it may come out that it won't even go the distance because that would be something that would weaken the case. Like
Sure.
yeah, like someone doctored a video, his video that he did, his whole 2 hour video. Um, and I did read something in the warrant or the motion that the government saying the video was removed from the internet. The government did say that it was removed from the internet.
Right.
So how did that second copy get put back up?
Exactly. How could he couldn't and it was put the second one was put up, but it wasn't what I saw, what I attended.
Because I
You know,
didn't watch the actual video.
I'm
It
a
was recorded months ago.
right.
So then someone recorded his video, screen recorded, and presented a doctored video and sent it to the government. That's what
And it was
she's
5 minutes.
right. It wasn't that
Yeah.
long.
Mr. Dabowski never ever, if you know him, he never his introduction is more than 5 minutes just about. But he
Right.
never speaks for 5 minutes
Right.
because when he speaks, he he presents a lot of different things, and he'll give us chance. Hit the link if you want to, or whatever. And that's when I got the courage to hit the link, and I said, "Excuse me," and he was very patient to tell me what certain things meant. He also explained to me that your hip hop inquirer. I don't know about hip hop. I didn't know until I started watching his channel and I started listening to the lyrics. And I listen to more hip hop now than my children do. I know the difference between different cities, the Chicago sound, the New York sound, you know, different, various sounds, even the Memphis sound. It's a different sound, different lyrics, different theme, different tone. This is what he said. If you're going to follow my channel, you got to get to the lyrics. So I started listening. Try to look at his propaganda. Look at one of his propaganda
Right. That's all.
videos.
I said the case is weak. I said that from the very beginning.
No,
The
I'm
case
just going
is
to
a
give
weak
you a
case,
suggestion.
and
There's
and
one.
the fact that
Mhm.
the fact that there are outside entities that may have played a role in this for nefarious reasons, all that comes out. And the judge obviously didn't see it necessary to remand him. He didn't pose a threat, so to speak, but you know, and again, it may go to his First Amendment freedom of speech.
I,
So there are a lot of things at play here. Um, I'm not saying that his court appointed attorney is not going to do her job because so far it seems like she's doing her job.
well,
Um,
I think she's doing very good.
yeah, she's doing her job, and
Yeah.
I know other like public defenders. I won't say court appointed public
This is
defenders
federal defender. There's a whole
because
different.
something. The latest justice appointed to the Supreme Court was a public defender.
Katanji Jackson Brown.
Jackson, yeah, absolutely. So
I
I'm
like
not. Excuse me.
I like her.
Yeah, she's definitely.
So what I'm saying is, is that I don't want people to get the idea that there are only thugs watching that channel, or there are only thugs or thuggish acting people watching other channels. There are thinking people who are advocates.
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Do would you say Dubowski is a fan of R. Kelly's?
It's not a fan.
Okay, so the characterization of him being a super fan is just because that was in the court filing.
That's
That
right.
was in the court filing that he was a super fan.
He's not a fan. It's a play on words. Whoever submitted that information to the authorities,
Well, that would have to been that would have had to
that's their,
been
that's what that's the tickler. You need to have a tickler to catch the attention of other people. There's some people who know how to use certain words to,
but how did no? I
to
guess my question is how did they use that term super fan? Where did that come from? Because he never said he was a super fan, right? No one's heard him say he was a super fan, correct?
I've never heard him say he's a super fan. I've heard him say F.R. Kelly, my family comes first. And if you watch our shows, that's what Mr. Dabowski says. My family comes first. It's not
Right.
about R. Kelly. We don't, it's not, at least I don't. I'm not in it for R. Kelly. I didn't come to that channel because of R. Kelly. I came because I've seen injustice everywhere else, and I just happened to find, wow, this young man is interesting, and he's not like the late Conrad Muhammad, peace be upon him. This is different. This is totally different. This is a thinking man, a black man who cares about the black culture, who cares about fighting against injustice. And it doesn't,
I
as
want
a
to
matter
say
of fact,
something. I
let me
would
say
agree.
something else.
Oh, that's
Let me
Fred
finish my
Hampton.
thought.
Fred Hampton. I would agree with Fred Hampton. He's correct in that. Fred Hampton is correct. You have to put a something to grab the attention of the audience. So Fred Hampton, I totally agree with that statement right there.
Oh, oh, wait, I didn't see that. He's in the audience.
Yeah, Fred Hampton Jr. is in the audience. I think it's Fred. I don't know if he's related to the Fred
Okay,
Hampton.
and I did see that. See, because I come from that era. If that is the Fred Hampton, and you come from that era as well, sir, where we know the difference between a nut job and not a nut job. Thank you, Mr. Fred Hampton. Wait,
No, no, I was just
exactly.
laughing at something
The
he
storm does
said.
not mean run into a building. That is foolish. That would be foolish.
Fred, I now I was agreeing with you until you said that. I was agreeing with you until you said that. I come on. When you storm the building. Get very familiar with the building because we're going to storm the building.
No.
What's that
Well,
sound? Like? What's that sound like? Come on now, come
well,
on
I
now.
joined it with the building, and I said I was glad to see that. I said, "Oh wow, that's nice." I was pleased to see. I didn't see anything untoward. That would have.
No, no, no. Fred, we're not going to play the word game. I can get you
What?
there.
What? Fred said something.
Storming can also be. It's not just associated with weather. It's also there.
We're gonna. Do you know what show up and show out means?
I sure do.
Okay, what does that mean?
When I hear the term show up and show out, well, you got to apply it to a situation. Uh,
There you go.
you got to apply it to a situation. What do you
Same
think
thing.
show out means at a protest?
You
Show
show up.
out means to everyone to bring all that energy. Make sure
There you go.
you're in cadence. You marching in step. That's it all depends on what show out means to
I
you.
like what you just said. It all depends what it means to you. Did anybody ask Mr. Boski what it meant to him? He can speak better than any of us.
Right.
He's a
And I had him on my
verbose young
platform.
man.
I had him on my platform too.
He is passionate about what he means. He wants things to be done the right way. That's all.
Right.
That's you know
Something. There's definitely a First Amendment
issue.
argument here, and hopefully she's able to
She
convince
will.
in her motion file. It's a case. I don't think this case is going
Oh,
anywhere.
I would.
I mean the consensus is that this guy is not a threat. That's the consensus.
He's not. As a matter of fact, I think when he was arrested, by I don't know which was it Homeland
Yeah,
Security,
Homeland
was it
Security.
FBI that came with the guns drawn? He
Uh,
was exercising his leg because he has no muscle in one leg where he was shot years ago, and it stiffens up. So he has to get the exercise or else he has problems. So he's out walking. And that's how they came.
right, right. So
So
I think it
does that
wasn't
hurt
clear
his
during
case? Sorry.
the pre-sentencing. It wasn't clear exactly what he can and cannot do. Uh, I don't know if he's on. He should be on an ankle monitor, isn't he? Yeah,
My understanding, I
yeah.
don't keep in touch. I don't know anybody or speak to anyone outside
Well,
of
I would guess he's on the ankle monitor. That's
yeah,
that would
right.
be a
Yes,
condition of
keep him.
bond, making sure he doesn't go. They put you in the grid and make sure you don't fall outside that grid. You know.
But the one thing that I appreciate your even spending time to speak with me about my what's inside of me, how I see it, and
Right.
the fact that I did watch the live. I was a viewer on during the live, And when I saw what was presented, it was 5 minutes. And the movie clip that was there, people take that out of context. The whole
Well,
idea.
I guess the way I
Mhm.
don't even know how the government. I no, actually, I do know.
I can imagine. I can only imagine how someone who is not thinking, um, that are thinking in their own world, they have to take
Hold
these
on,
things.
Leslie.
Sure.
I think somebody was. Yeah, the address I said to send the subpoena to is 1313 Mockingbird Lane. 1313 Mockingbird Lane, and that's Transylvania, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So make sure, and the zip code is 32212. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
You're funny. Okay. So, I was surprised when I saw the clip and I'm like, well, what is this? It was taken out of context because he already said he's not going to any trials. He's done. They beat the super fan out of him. Not the super
Oh,
fan.
what?
They,
They beat the super.
excuse
See,
me.
you see,
They beat the
Fred Hampton. Are you listening? Did you hear what she said?
excuse me. I misspoke. Don't do that because that's when Nairi is going to be correct. That is Leslie speaking. He said, Mr. Dvorsky said, they beat the fan out of him. As a matter of fact, it's very ironic that around that time, Mr. Dvorsky had a different case that he had just completed. There was an order of protection issue going
I
on.
was in New York when he got arrested. I shot the
No, no,
picture
no.
that you
This
saw.
is in
That was
this
my
is in
picture.
Chicago. This is in Chicago.
Another one?
Well, yeah, because people feel he's too visible.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no. It was the same. It's for the same reason. It's the same purpose. It all is joined
So
together.
he brings fear. He
You
brings
got it.
fear into people. He puts fear into people,
Well, come on.
according to the
Think,
filings.
think, think back. You know, when we had our activists back in the day, was there fear? You talk about Fred Hampton. You talk, okay. You know about the black.
Listen, let me tell you something. I grew
Okay,
up in the South Bronx.
okay. Then
I
you
grew up with
understand.
the black pearls, the black spades, the
Seven
Latin
immortals.
Kings came later. I
The
grew up in the
immortals.
roughest part of the Bronx,
Okay.
and I can tell you,
Young
I
lords.
seen fear. I also participated in rallies and protests.
Right.
The Million Man March.
That's not the same level. The Million
No,
Man
that
is
no.
not
We
the
want to
same
go.
level.
Let's go with Ferguson. Bring it back to 2000 and 2014.
Okay.
Let's talk about the. I mean, all kind of different protests. The Sanford, Florida, New York City, when Eleanor Bumpus was shot by
Yes.
with a shotgun in her apartment, or when Amadou Diallo was killed in the vestibule of
Yellow.
his building off of Westchester Avenue in the Bronx.
That's right.
I mean, just go onto my Facebook page. You see some pictures there.
I think we mentioned with another the other day about when Larry Davis was running up and down the streets.
Let's talk about Larry Davis. Let's talk about Larry. Larry Davis lived in my neighborhood,
Okay.
right? When those four anti-crime cops tried to kill him.
Yes. Why? You remember why, right?
I remember. I know the attorney, the late William Kunstler. I was in the
Okay.
courtroom when Ron Kuby, William Kunstler, and
Mm-hmm.
Lynn Stewart was defending him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you want real history? I've been doing this for a long time.
And I admire all of them. The those that you named.
Soundview. Somebody said they're from Soundview.
That's it.
Boynton, Story. Where? Which one? Wheeler. What? Okay. Well, you want to get? We don't want to go there. We don't want to go there. We don't want to go there.
See, Linda Perry knows that's the Munster's address also.
It's your-
Okay, but what my point is that even if you've grown up around that,
Oh,
You
Linda
probably
says she's from St. Albans, so
okay.
Linda might know the congressman, former preacher, also Floyd Flake,
Yeah,
congressman, also
Reverend
minister.
Floyd
Well,
Flake,
Linda knows that.
Malcolm Smith. Talk about it.
See, we don't want to go back down memory lane. We can bring some stuff up.
Okay.
We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. But
Okay.
but I get it, Leslie. I do appreciate you coming on.
And I'm gonna let you go because
I'm feeling famished.
no, don't worry. No, but I'm gonna let you go. But I thank you for listening to me, and
Absolutely.
I just wanted to um, speak up.
All right. I
I
appreciate
thank you
you.
for sharing a part of you because I got to know you better.
Oh no, no problem. But listen, if
Okay.
your guy's going to come to that address I sent you, come in the daytime, because in that address things go down bad at night.
Who? Who you talking? You're not talking to me, right?
No, I talked to you. If they're gonna go to that
I
Mockingbird
wish
Lane
I
address,
wish you
I have
well.
someone else coming up. Nari,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Let's
Come in.
bring you up.
I just got one question, sir.
I'll just
Real
listen.
quick.
Hold,
I know
hold,
you the
hold,
journalist and you ask questions, but I mean, can we ask you a question? Just real quick.
hold
One
on,
quick
hold on.
question.
All right. I hear that. I feel that energy coming. Let's go.
No, I just want to know, and can you help me help myself? Okay, so if if it's a two, okay, so back to this. It was a 2 hour video, right?
I don't know. I didn't see the
I
video.
know it was. I know you didn't see it, but I'm telling you, I saw it. I was actually on the live the whole 2 hours. I don't lie to
Can
kids.
you send me a copy of it?
They okay, wait a minute. So it's a 2 hour video, right? It was a 2 hours. When Debosky played that Boys in the Hood
I'm
clip,
still listening.
listen,
So if
I'm
you see
finna
me disappear off the screen, don't worry
yeah.
about it. I'm
So
here.
when Debosky played the Boys in the Hoods clip, right? YouTube, somebody must have recorded because see, Dana have people in the bushes. When he ain't around to watch, he has people recording. So whoever it was, somebody recorded the whole 2 hour Debosky live, sent it to Dana, and the reason why it's not on YouTube is because soon as he played the Boys in the Hoods clip, it never saved for nobody to come back and watch because YouTube took it down because they got that copyright infringement law or whatever. But it was too late because whoever Dana had spying on our channel, because they had people in the bushes recording, gave it to him. He chopped it up to 5 minutes. I can't send
See,
you
this is
anything.
alleged. You can't. I can't. I can't substantiate that, nor
I
can you,
can't
unless
because
you actually seen that.
I didn't ask you to substantiate that. I'm telling you the story. So what I'm saying, of course, you can't substantiate that because you wasn't watching it and you wasn't there at the time. I get that. But what I'm telling you is I can substantiate that because I watched it from the beginning to the whole two
No,
hours.
the part where
So
you say he cut it up and all that.
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
tell you how I know because I was live in the flesh when he did the 2 hour video, right? Every video saved. Because it was a copyright infringement, I'm telling you, YouTube took it down immediately. That's why you do not see it up there. Debosky stuff always saved. I'm telling you, it's not going to be on there because he did a copyright infringement by playing that clip of the Boys in the Hood. You and I
no.
know.
The part I said I can't substantiate is the part where you said they, this guy Dana cut it up, and you can't say
I
that unless you actually seen that.
I
We
can't
talking
say that
facts.
because I'm telling you that I seen it because I was in the live actually when it was live in the flesh. Are you not listening? I was on the Boski live, like on there whole 2 hours. I saw it from the beginning to the end. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So I can substantiate it. You know why? Because I heard it with my ears and I saw it with my own two eyes. I'm not
Let me ask you a
asking
question.
you.
No,
I'm
no, no,
not
let me just
asking
ask you a
you,
question
Dennis.
because you
Can
said
you
you had a question. You're
substantiate?
making a statement. So the
I'm not.
question I'm gonna ask
I'm
you
not
direct
saying
question.
you can
Listen to the question
substantiate
because
it
the
because, of
question is
course, you
very
didn't see it.
important. I want everybody in the chat to listen to the question I'm about to ask Nairi Wright.
The question
Did
is,
you
if it's a two
see?
hour
No, no,
video,
let me ask you the question.
yeah.
Listen. We just not
Oh,
going to throw things out there because there are legal reasons why I have to say this. Did you actually? This is a question. Did you actually see from your eyes that Dana J screen recorded and cut it up? I'm not defending the guy. I'm just saying that you can't say something unless you can substantiate that you know this for a fact. Either he made the
I'm.
admission that he
Yeah,
did it.
Yep, I can substantiate it because why did you not give the whole 2 hour? video to the feds. You gave a 5 hour one. That's how I can substantiate. And you know how else I can substantiate? Because it was a 2 hour live. It got taken down. You won't be able to get it, and nobody's going to be able to give it. So when it chopped and screwed down to 5 minutes, it is not on YouTube for nobody to find, and not even you. So
Okay, so
therefore, so
can I
therefore,
ask you
I
another
want
question?
to
How do
ask
we know
you,
he gave it to the
how did you
feds?
get the 5 hour video? You had to have got it from individual one, and you're going to be subpoenaed, sir. Goodbye.
How did so you don't see? You know when it gets hot in the kitchen, you know people have to get out the kitchen. My question, I see Leslie's still there.
Yeah,
Maybe Leslie understood the question I was asking,
go
and
ahead.
this is just a fact finding question. How do you know for a fact this man cut up a video? Not to say he didn't, but how do you know? You got to be able to connect the dots. That's what I'm saying. You just can't just throw stuff out there. You got to
Well,
be able to connect the dots because you can't go in the courtroom and say, Yana, we know he did it because we just know it. No, you got to be able to connect the dots. You got to
I
be able to
don't.
show the connection.
I
And
personally,
during a discovery, let me say this and I'm going to let you answer, Leslie. During discovery, the government has to reveal how they got that footage. They have to reveal it.
I can't say that I personally know who altered the video, but I do know,
And that's the point I'm making.
and no, I say personally for myself. I did see in the chat that someone said it was on. I think let me go back to the chat. Somebody Diva Divine. I don't know who that is. Somebody Divine.
Right.
Diva Divine Light. So I don't. It could be one. Somebody could have cut it up, and another one could have played
That
it.
all that could that's
But
all
I did see.
possibilities, but you can't point a finger just like R. Kelly. People believe R. Kelly's been framed or he didn't do certain things. You just can't say something, at least not on this platform, unless you can support it with something. Just
I
give
think
me something that, hey, he made the admission that he did it. Like, for example, when I interviewed Dana, I asked him, did you threaten this man? Because I heard that he came out and left a chat and a comment said, yes, I threatened him. So I said, you issued a threat to this man, and he tried to explain why he did it. Not that it makes it right or was he justified. But the fact is, if you threaten a man online, but for whatever reason, it's still a threat.
well,
And
yes.
then he took ownership of it. And if he's taking ownership of this, at some point, let me just someone's pinging me.
Someone's
I'm sorry. I should have turned my do not disturb on.
okay.
You still there?
I'm here. I'm here. Well,
Okay,
are
I'm
you
sorry.
saying like when somebody shows guns or pulls a gun out on the live? Is
No,
that
no,
a
no, no. He no. What was there was a video with on I think it's on Hip Hop Inquiry where uh Dana is heard threatening Debowski.
Oh yeah, he does.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He
You can say
does.
fake beef or whatever. It's just still a
I don't
threat.
know.
How do I
No, it's
know?
not.
How do I know what is fake? If you're threatening me, how do I know what is fake? If
So how do
someone
you know
threatens
it's
me,
storming?
then I'm going to take the proactive approach on handling the threat. I don't know what's fake or what's real. You know, so at this point, you have to go by what a person says. Words are powerful.
The only thing
That's
I know is
powerful.
that I don't know who altered the video, but I do know that there was a one woman who says, yeah, she sent it to. She's been sending a lot of stuff to the government, and I think it's the Divine Lady, the Divine Light Lady, who's done that. So, you know, ask that person who gave you that altered video. That has to be done. I'm sure. I don't know.
No, no one gave me the video. It was
Not you,
online.
not you. I'm saying,
Oh yeah, it was
just
online. No one
speak.
gave me a video.
No, 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 no. I mean, whatever
Yeah,
you saw. I don't know what was what, but
right.
everything's gonna work itself out. It's gonna work itself out, and I understand. Nyrese, maybe she knows more than I know and you know.
Or I'm well,
Evidently,
but if you say it on my platform, it's my responsibility. And I've covered trials for over 30 plus years, civil and criminal trials.
God bless you.
If you say something on my platform, and I don't at least challenge you to what you're saying, and when I say challenge, if you know this for a fact, then my follow up question is, how do you know for a fact? Not just because you feel it in your gut. You have to have something that is tangible and not just something that is a feeling.
Perhaps some of what she knows and she would have said
Well, you can't
might
say
be
you can't
headed to,
you can't get it let off the hook that way.
no, no,
Because
no. I
why would
said,
you bring it up then?
no,
You
no.
know,
I'm going to say that perhaps, well, I did say she's very passionate about the situation. Perhaps some people would like to speak that to the proper venue.
right?
You
Yeah, then don't say
and,
anything.
you know,
Don't just come
she's
online and
catching
just
herself. She
throw
can't
stuff out
speak.
there.
She
Say
can't
if you got
divulge
something, say
everything.
it to his attorney.
She
If you
can't
got
divulge.
something that will substantiate what you're saying, say it to his attorney.
So
Just not trying to control the narrative or whatever the story is. I'm
well,
gonna
that's
ask you for facts.
okay.
I'm gonna ask you.
Well,
You
I'm gonna
know,
give you a fact. Fact of the matter, Mr. Dabowski is not a threat. That's a fact.
and I don't think he is either. But the other stuff, I tell you, sometimes people can do more damage to a situation than more help. Just like for example, if you again, I've covered defamation cases. If you defame someone's name without, defaming someone saying something that is not true.
Yes.
You say something on this platform, I don't at least challenge you to it, then I'm open myself up for a lawsuit. So all I'm saying, if you got some facts, if you saying this about this guy, then where's your proof? That's all.
Hmm.
You said the guy gave the tape to the government. Where's the proof at?
I think that was part of the pleadings or
They listed a Dana in a pleading.
oh now wait a minute. I don't know anything about Dana.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. Yes.
You're saying
So
Dana. I don't know anything about Dana.
okay, so anyway, I hope everyone's following the questions I'm
You were
asking.
being very responsible about what your question was, and I understand your
Yeah,
position. But I
absolutely.
will bring you
Don't
back
just say
to like
you got the receipts. Let's see the receipts.
the latest thing to give you something. The gentleman who went to the Ohio FBI office
Right.
told you that he was in contact with folks on the YouTube or the channels, and he said everybody meet me at the FBI office because we're going to. I guess that was the precursor to a civil rights or a civil war that
Well,
they
he was actually from um
Proud Boys. I think it was.
well, no, the former President Trump has a his own social media platform, and he was a
Right.
part of the platform. That's all.
I don't know, but guess what? Well, how many people showed up after he set off the alarm? Everybody joined me. Come on, let's go, let's go. Nobody showed up.
Right. Right.
So when
You'd be a
someone
fool to.
says, right, so if you're saying storm to have a fight or to storm a building, a federal building, who says who's how many are going to show up?
Well, he showed up.
No, he was the instigator. He was the antagonist from the get go.
Right. But he also took action, and he's
Exactly.
dead now.
Exactly. There was a standoff. So what I'm saying, even in your worst imagination with Mr. Dabowski, he's not an antagonist. Poor choice of words for some people, maybe, but it fit the commentary. If you had seen the full video,
Mhm.
you would have understood. And
Right.
if you understood what Mr. Dabowski is about.
Right.
So I'm
Again,
gonna, I'm gonna let you go and eat,
yeah.
okay? And I
It's too
wish
late for me to eat dinner now. I had to drink a smoothie now because I'm not eating solids this late. I gotta watch my manly figure.
God bless you on that one. I'm sure your wife is not going to complain. Okay. Okay.
I'm not married.
Okay. Good night.
Good night. I'm gonna take us out with a little music. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you enjoyed the show. The conversation. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed it. I don't want to hear. I know he did. I know he did it. I know he did it. You got anything you want to send to me? Send it to news@hiphopinquirer.com. Send it to news@hiphopinquirer.com. You got to be fair to everyone. You got to be fair to everyone until you find out they're not deserving of it. Yo, but by the way, yo, Dana, you recording me on my, you recording me like that, Dana? I wasn't cool with that, by the way. I wasn't cool with that. All right, guys, I'm going out. I'm taking it out. Appreciate you coming on the live. Uh, until next time.